Hey guys, this is Claudia. I am going to talk about the keto diet today. So everybody has heard about it and there's a lot of opinions out there that say, it's the best thing, you should totally go for it, you're going to lose so much weight and it's the best type of diet. But is it really safe? And what are the risks involved? What are the benefits? So I'm going to go through some of those and look at the studies and the science of it. So first of all, what is the keto diet? The keto diet is a very low carbohydrate diet. Generally, if the carbs are less than 5% of your energy, although there are some variations. So the idea with this is that you take away your body's natural source of energy, which is carbs, or what most people are running on, and then your body has to make a plan. So then you start burning fat and you start producing ketone bodies. So then the ketone bodies get used as energy instead. So first is weight loss. That's, I would say, why most people do it. They want something that works very effectively and very quickly and kind of, has life-changing impact. So the keto diet can be successfully used for weight loss. There is no doubt about it. But is it really because it's this magic thing, or that your body is in constant fat burning mode, or is it maybe related to something else? So you are on a diet, you most likely are going to be calorie restricted as well. So any type of calorie restricted diet will result in weight loss. That is just how it works. And the other thing is that the keto diet affects your appetite. So people generally feel fuller for longer, which is a natural reason then to reduce calories. If you feel fuller, you're not going to eat that much. So there's a few things with this. So first of all, it's a high-fat diet. Fat makes you full. Okay. Second of all, when you lose weight, there are compensatory hormones happening in your body or fluctuating in your body that kind of want to prevent weight loss even further. So one of those hormones are called ghrelin, and they increase when you lose weight. So they encourage you to start eating more because it causes hunger again. But with the keto diet, it's been found that the ghrelin rise is actually suppressed. So you don't see that same compensatory effect after you've lost weight. In terms of social activities, the keto diet might be a little bit restrictive. If you're going out with friends or you have some social gathering of some sorts, you might have to plan a little bit more, bring some snacks if if they won't provide for you the appropriate food that you need. But luckily, in terms of restaurants, these days there's a lot of carb-free options at restaurants, so you might be fine with that. Then cheat days. There are no carb cheat days with the keto diet, so you are not allowed to have one cookie, not one slice of bread, not one fruit, nothing. You are going to get out of the ketotic state and then you're going to have to start all over again. So it's very rigid, it's very strict, and that might set off some people or might be off-putting for a lot of people because most people struggle with a normal diet. So they struggle not to cheat with, if you have your 3 food groups and you're just reducing portions or whatever. So this diet is quite a severe one. It's quite an extreme one. So, it's really not for everybody. How will the keto diet affect my sports performance? If you are doing kind of sprints and short bouts of exercise and all of that, then you are focusing on anaerobic exercise, which means your body will utilize the glucose for energy. So you might feel a bit low when doing this. If you are doing endurance training, then you might actually see an improvement in your capabilities because you're not hitting the wall the whole time. You are not relying on glucose for energy. You are actually doing aerobic exercise. So you can burn fat as well as glucose. So then you can use the fat that you are eating or even your own fat stores as energy for your exercise. So what about deficiencies? So there's quite a few common deficiencies. First of all, sodium, magnesium, and potassium. So when you are starving your body from carbohydrates, you also lose glycogen stores. So glycogen stores are basically the storage of glucose in your liver and in your muscle, and it's also bound to water. So if you're losing the glycogen stores, then your body loses a lot of water. You can also become dehydrated, but the electrolytes can also be kind of reduced in your body. So you have to be careful of that. Then in terms of your gut health, so you're cutting out fruit, you're cutting out whole grains, a lot of fiber, you might become constipated, which is obviously not fun for anybody at all. And then in terms of your microflora, so the balance between the good and the bad bacteria in your gut, that also might become disturbed. A study has shown that in obese patients, there was a rise in the bad bacteria, but conversely, in children, in the epileptic children that were given the keto diet, the gut bacteria actually improved, or the balance improved. So this is once again where it goes to show that what works for one population or one type of age doesn't work for everybody. In terms of cardiovascular health, a lot of people are obviously concerned, oh, this is a high-fat diet, it's going to cause my cholesterol to go up. So a lot of studies in obese patients have actually shown that there's a benefit to the keto diet and lipid profiles, so your cholesterol profiles. But I'm wondering, is this not maybe mostly because people are losing weight? We know that when you are losing weight, your cholesterol will improve. But they also looked at people that had good cholesterol or normal cholesterol before the time and were of normal weight. And short term, it didn't have any bad effect on the cholesterol. So that is encouraging. However, in epileptic children, where they gave the keto diet to, they did find about a 35% increase of those who had then high cholesterol levels. So it's quite strange that they showed that in children it had detrimental effects, but in adults, studies not yet so much have shown the same thing. So what about diabetes? Is it going to cure my diabetes? Is it going to control my blood sugar? If you reduce your carbs, your blood sugar will go down. Okay, every time you have carbs, blood sugar and insulin rises. But there are a few cautions here. So for example, if you're a type 1 diabetic or a type 2 that's on insulin, I would be very careful because you are at a high risk of developing hypoglycemia. Even if you're a type 2 diabetic that is on something like sulfonylureas or some other medication that has a higher risk of hypoglycemia. But generally, a lot of type 2 diabetics can be well controlled. Not going to say it's going to be a cure. They can be better controlled if you control the total amount of carbohydrates, as well as relating to insulin resistance. But on the note of insulin resistance, it's not just carbs that play a role, it's other factors as well. So stress, genetics, a whole bunch of other things. So it's really not just carbohydrates. And then generally a high saturated fat intake has been associated with insulin resistance as well. So there's certain genes that also cause you to be at a higher risk of that, obviously. But if you're going to eat a high fat diet, generally really go for the plant oils. So rather your olive oil, things like that. So don't go crazy on bacon and butter and fried food. It's not going to be helpful. Then some people wonder, is a keto diet going to cause ketoacidosis? So for those of you that don't know, ketoacidosis is generally associated with diabetes. So your body gets into acidosis because you don't have enough insulin for the blood sugar that's in your blood. Generally, if you're not a diabetic and you just follow the keto diet, nutritional ketosis will not cause ketoacidosis. There's also some people that think that the keto diet is going to help with neurological disorders such as Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, MS, even autism. Okay, so quite a few ranges of things. So there's increased neuronal excitability in, for example, Alzheimer's, and they do think that that is one of the mechanisms that the keto diet might work on. But then also in any type of disorder where there's abnormal cell energy utilization, they think also the keto diet might be beneficial from that. And in seizures, it has been found to be greatly helpful. So epilepsy, that's one of the first reasons why the keto diet was used in children as well. So that has good evidence. So if there's anything that I'm going to say that this is, yes, this has been shown with quite a few good studies, I would say that for epilepsy, it has been shown to be helpful. And people that have Alzheimer's also generally have a higher rate of seizures. So they also think that there's a correlation between that. they did a study with a few people that were placed on the keto diet that had Alzheimer's. So it showed significant increase in cognitive function, but here's the kicker, not in everybody. So in the ApoE, E4 positive people, I'm going to explain what that is in a moment. It didn't show any benefit, but in the negative people it did. So the ApoE4 gene, if you're positive, the E4 one of that, if you are positive, that is quite a significant higher risk of late onset Alzheimer's disease. So if you already had that genetic mutation, the keto diet did not work for you. People have been interested in the cancer aspect of it. So the cancer cells are very metabolically active. They utilize a lot of energy. So the thought behind that is then if you starve the cells of the usual fuel source, which is the glucose, then you can shrink or starve the cancer cell. So animal studies have shown that the keto diet does seem to reduce the progression or the growth of brain tumors, but this is animal studies. So in human studies, it does seem to be promising also in gastric and brain tumors, but there are a few factors here. So even in the animal studies, they think that it was mostly because of the reduction in calories that did that, as well as the blood sugar drop that resulted from the keto diet. And the same goes for the human trials, basically, or the promising studies in humans. It's also, most of them were calorie restricted, and in some of them there were additional factors like omega-3 supplementation. So I would definitely say that we're not there yet to prescribe a keto diet for cancer, and you should be very careful if you're saying anything like that. And in terms of calorie restriction, cancer patients already tend to lose so much weight, so don't unnecessarily try to reduce your calories. A few more practical things. So palatability. A high-fat diet might not be for everybody. Some people will love it. They'll think, okay, amazing, I can have all this fat and I'm going to lose weight. Let's do it. Other people might feel horrible from it. And if you have any problems with digesting or absorbing fat, so liver disease, pancreatitis, gallbladder issues, anything like that, rather stay away. That would be my advice. So if I look at all of the evidence that I've reviewed, I wouldn't be the first to say, yes, the keto diet is absolutely amazing. It's perfect. It should be for everybody. It's definitely not for everybody. In some cases, it might be helpful, but I won't be the first to say, yes, I won't advocate it. I still advocate a healthy, balanced diet, carb reduction, very helpful in some instances, like I said, but very individual. So I hope that was helpful. If you guys have any questions, or if you want to find out more, or if you just have comments, or you just want to chat, please leave your comments down below and then I'll get back to you. Bye.